Alright, so as you already know, we've gotten 2 major trailers for Sonic Frontiers. No, I'm not counting the CGI shit. Well, past pretending that was actual trailers, because let's face it, they weren't. We got the 7-minute trailer showing the gameplay exploration side of things, and then we got the 6.5-minute trailer showing the combat. I say trailer, but it's really just a gameplay showcase like in the world. And of course, they said we're going to be seeing gameplay all throughout June, so we now know when the next set of gameplay is coming. This one's going to be a very interesting one, and we'll get into that in a sec. And we also need to discuss the long quill situation, because there's been a development, and it's a good one. It's a good one, okay? But if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please make sure to subscribe. We are trying to hit 100,000 subscribers, hopefully 70,000 subscribers before Sonic Frontiers comes out. So yes, IGN are the ones who've been posting all of this gameplay because they got some kind of deal with Sonic Team or Sega, and we got this article here and it says Sonic Frontiers combat gameplay, IGN first. Sonic battles enemies both big and really big. It wasn't that big, acting like it was some fucking like Dark Gaia type shit. But anyway, they were making an article to talk about the footage that we already reacted to, already made a video on that. And it says here, IGN has more Sonic Frontiers gameplay for you today, this time focusing on combat. In the above video, you'll see Sonic battle big bad guys and absolutely gargantuan bosses. And clearly, Frontiers doesn't simply have one-hit kill enemies that serve as mere speed bumps as you zip through the stage. You mean the thing that so many Sonic fans seem to love? I'm not saying me, like I love the multiple hit enemies like in Heroes 06, even Rush. I'm just saying like the way they use that as a selling point. But anyway, you'll need to use Sonic's speed and skills in order to outsmart and outmaneuver his foes out in the open zone. If you missed our world gameplay reveal earlier this week, featuring your first long form look at Sonic Frontiers open zone gameplay, take a look below. So basically linking to the first real trailer we got, or the first set of gameplay we got with the 7 minutes of open world. But here's where it gets interesting. We'll have much more Sonic Frontiers as our month-long IGN first coverage rolls on, including the world's first hands-on preview, interviews with the game director, and Sonic Team boss, and more. Check back on Tuesday for the next drop. So basically Tuesday, probably around 5 PM UK time, there's going to be another drop. And this is going to be the most interesting one. Do you know why? Because the game director's going to be there. So Kishimoto, the leader of the mid, is going to be there and probably explain why he thinks it was a good idea to make Sonic control and feel like he did, and how they're so good and how this is going to get the high scores they want. And Izuku going to be there as well to probably give us more breadcrumbs as well. Like I really want to hear what they have to say, because man, every time I hear interviews from these people, they always be saying the wrong things. Like Nakamura with his dashing like a maniac, Kishimoto finally about to get his PR, because we don't really see Kishimoto interviews like that. It's usually Izuka talking about like colors and shit like that, but Kishimoto is the one who directed colors. So whether it was Izuka's vision and Kishimoto directed it, either way, they both in cahoots with each other. So to see Kishimoto finally come in and be like, this is what I did, like, this is what I'm proud of, like, you know, all the people trying to reduce his role saying, oh, he's just there to oversee graphics. Well, we'll see about that. And speaking of movement and physics, this is taken off on Sonic Twitter. It says, Dear Sonic Team, I implemented extremely basic momentum physics in only a few lines of code in a project I created in only a few hours in Unity 3D. Why can't you guys do the same for Sonic Frontiers? I'm going to put the footage on screen now, and it says here on a follow-up tweet, instead of relying on boost, it's infinitely more fun, gaining more speed by running/rolling around in hills in an open world setting. Frontiers doesn't seem to embrace the potential Sonic has, and ironically runs from it. I'm begging for Frontiers to at least add this or rolling. So again, this is kind of why I'm so like over the whole situation, like they're not gonna fix it, because to them it's not a design flaw. To Kishimoto and them lot, they don't see the design flaw here. It's not like they can't implement rolling physics. I genuinely believe that they don't think we want it. I genuinely believe that they think this is what we want. They want for it to be automated and easy so that people will not die and complain and bitch and moan. I genuinely believe they sit there thinking, yes. Like when you saw that Nakamura dashing like a maniac clip, he was so proud of himself when he was talking about that Forces level design where you're just dashing like a maniac. Like, why do you think these people are going to implement momentum and physics when deep down they don't even want to? It's not even their goal. It's not like we're trying to, but we're struggling. No, that's not what it is. They are trying to do the exact opposite of what we want because they think somehow that that's what we need. I mean, it's the same Sonic team, the same Izuka, who took Colors, which was already not the hardest game, and implemented a mandatory tail save in the remaster. Like, mandatory tail save. No option to turn it off. They think we are 5-year-olds. And even at 5, I gamed harder than that. What the fuck? I don't know where they got that idea from, because literally, to be fair, Colors was, well received, and that was not the greatest when it came to momentum, but even that had some, right? But I think Izuka and Kishimoto probably probably saw how well Colors did in terms of review scores, and they've basically been trying to emulate what Colors was, which wasn't good, but I mean, Colors was the best of, I guess, the Kishimoto games. I mean, I guess maybe Secret Rings or Black Knight you might like more, but for me, actually, no, that's not true. Lost World was better than Colors. So anyway, I just wanted to highlight this clip here because this whole like cut Sega slack, you know, we need to humanize them and treat them like they're a 15-year-old boy who needs to grow up. No, Sega could implement momentum. Clearly, if one person did it in a few hours, Sega should be able to do it. I genuinely believe they don't want to, that they've made a design choice to make Sonic more automated and everything just plays itself and dash panels everywhere and rails that just keep you going up even with no momentum, running up hills with speed not even slowing down even a little bit, even though you're not increasing the boost or anything like that. You're just running up the hill with the same speed as when you're running forward. It's a whole mess, man. But oh, maybe it's an earlier build. Speaking of earlier build, people have noticed that in the combat footage that we got, there were two different Sonics. So we saw the short quill Sonic that everyone pretty much hates, but then in a few shots, we saw long quilled Sonic. And let's be real here, he looks fucking great, man. I love long quilled Sonic, man. It looks amazing. Which, we had these discussions quite a few times before we even got gameplay, and a leaker was suggesting that the short quills was a placeholder model, and it looks like maybe it is a placeholder model, but I mean, at the same time, like, how can you have two different builds in your footage showcase? One with short quills, one with long quills. Like, we're not supposed to notice. Like, to be fair, I didn't notice when we were watching the footage. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I found out afterwards because people kept telling me. But I'm looking at it, like, looking at these pictures, like, man, long quills look beautiful, man. Like, I'm serious. But like, at the end of the day, right? Just because they're implementing long quills, it seems like, because I don't think short is gonna be the final build. I'm assuming long quills is the later build and short is the earlier build. But maybe it's the other way around and they had long quills first and switched to short. But I doubt that, given that they just started off with forces and just built upon that. So they would have started with short quills. But my point is, just because they're implementing long quills doesn't mean they're going to fix all the physics, right? Unless we can get Sonic fans to actually understand 3D Sonic, to go and sit in a room with Kishimoto and Iizuka and tell them what good physics and good movement and good level design is, then that's not gonna happen, right? We're still gonna get the same game, but just with long quills, right? Which is just one less thing to mod, because obviously when I got the game, the first thing I was gonna do was slap on the Jason Griffith voice mod, and then the second thing was put on a superior Sonic model like Unleashed or even 06. But if they put long quills in there, I might not have to put a different model on. I'll just get the Jason Griffith voice one and call it a day, right? I mean, I guess that depends on how much dialogue is in the game. If like Roger's like yapping through like every place you run to, then maybe it'll be a lot harder to pull that off. Even if I could just put on Jason Griffith for the grunts, you know, at least it's better than nothing, right? Oh wait, editor's note, it seems like we might not be getting long quills after all. We've got a tweet here referencing the quill situation. They got a whole video and I'm gonna play the video now.
Here's an unedited Sonic model from Forces, aside from the color, which I have changed. If we take him and we move him to the side of this sort of high field of view camera that I placed to sort of emulate the camera in Frontiers. Yeah. I'm not like doing any sort of illusion thing. That's purely a side effect of Sonic getting closer to the edge of the camera, which, you know, because of the field of view will introduce distortion. It's kind of an illusion on the game's part. Not intentional, but yeah.
So yeah, basically, it seems like it may not be long quills after all. It might just be a camera manipulation, which is kind of believable because Sonic's proportions, even with the long quill image, was still kind of short in terms of his arms and his legs. Even his shoes didn't seem as big as like previous long quill Sonics. So it is possible that it's some camera manipulation, but I guess only time will tell for sure. But yeah, the combat gameplay was it was okay, nothing special, nothing horrible. But I've been thinking about why I don't like it, and it's just really boring. Like it's not engaging to me. It's just there. The enemies aren't really anything special looking. Like, as you know, Heroes is my favorite Sonic game, and Heroes has some beautiful ass enemies, man. Like, so much variety in the enemies that they're so cool looking, man. You got like the metal ones, you got like the colorful magicians, and you got the standard egg pawns, you got the floating egg pawns. Like, there's so much variety in enemy. You got the turtle robots and then the gold. Like, it was just so fun, right? And I don't want to turn this into a gushing over Heroes video because otherwise we'll be here forever. But I'm just saying, like, even the Werehog, like, you had the little minion monsters, and you had the big boy monsters, the QTEs, and then you had the Arid Sands ones that through the fire and shit. Like, you had the fucking annoying killer bee. Oh my god, the killer bees. Oh, they used to piss me off. But they had like this really cool aesthetic to them, right? And they actually came towards you and attack. They were more interesting. I don't know. Like, these enemies just look like boring ass mechs. Like in Heroes, like, the enemies, the egg pawns would like sleep, and then you come near them and they'll wake up like, and then you attack them and then they'll fling into the air and the legs will be flailing around. I don't know, like, it just doesn't look engaging in Frontiers. I don't know how else to put it. I'm not articulating as well as I could be, but if this was an exam, Frontiers has gotten a 50% on this combat. Like, they're gonna pass, they're gonna make it to the next year of uni, but they're not getting the best job in the world with that shit. You know what I mean? Like, you're not passing with no first class honors is all I'm saying. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. We've got more footage coming on Tuesday and interviews with Kishimoto and Azuka. Oh, this is gonna be so good. I need to hear what they gotta say. I gotta hear what they gotta say, man. How are they gonna explain this one? How do you guys feel about the game so far? What would you want them to change? Not that they're gonna be reading IGN's chat in the stream or anything. They're not gonna do that, but it's probably pre-recorded. But you know I'll be doing a reaction stream to this footage anyway, because I need to react to this shit. And of course, a big shout out to all my channel members. If you want to become a channel member, you can click the join button next to the subscribe button. But yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. Make sure to check out the non-Sonic channel. The link will be in the description. But that's all I have to say right now. So, Premy out.